As Sri Lanka's COVID situation continues to worsen, health officials continue to remind the people that the best way of curtailing the spread of the virus is through vaccination and adherence to health and safety guidelines. The government's main target population for vaccination in the country is over 30s, which is estimated to be around 11.4 million. The target was to administer at least the first dose to them by September. By last evening, that number had been surpassed. According to figures released by the Epidemiology Unit, 11,672,082 people had been immunized with the first dose of any vaccine rolled out in the country. From the figure, 4,017,085 people are now fully vaccinated.
අඩු අයගෙනුත් යම් ප්‍රමාණයකට දීපු ඒවා මේ ගොඩේ සමහර විට තියෙන්න පුළුවන් අපිට ඒවා තවම නිවැරදි කරලා ඒක වෙන වෙනම කිරීම කාලය ගත වෙන දෙයක් මේ සියල්ලත් මෙතෙන්ට එකතු වෙනවා ඒ වගේම තමයි ගම්පහ කොළඹ වාගේ බස්නාහිර පළාතේ දිස්ත්‍රික්ක ගත්තාම ඒවායේ తాවකාලික ජනගහනයක් ඉන්නවා සමහර දිස්ත්‍රික්කවල ඉන්න අය මේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කවලට ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා ඉතින් මේ සියල්ල නිසා අපේ අස්තමේන්තු ජනගහනය ඉක්මවලා අපි මේ එන්නත් ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා තවත් ලබා දෙන්න අය ඉන්නවා ඒ කියන්නේ තමන්නාසලට තේරෙනවා ඇති බොහෝ දිස්ත්‍රික්කවල මේ වෙනකොට 100% ඉක්මවලා එන්නත් ලබා දුන්නත් තවත් එන්නත ලබා ගන්න නැති අයත් අපිට ඒ නිසා අපි 100 ඉක්මවා කියලා අපි එතනින් නවතින්න නැතුව නොකඩවා අපි එන්නත් ලබා දීම කරගෙන යනවා අවසානයේදී සමස්තයක් හැටියට මේ රටේ ලැබිය යුතු සීල දෙනාටම එන්නත ලබා දීමටයි කටයුතු කරන්නේ.
By the end of last evening, 334,020 people had been vaccinated during the day with both the first and second doses of the jabs currently rolled out in the country. 31,041 first doses of the Covishield vaccine were administered yesterday, while 955 of its second dose were also rolled out. Yesterday also saw the rollout of 76,694 Sinopharm first doses, while 217,962 people were recipients of the China-manufactured vaccine's second dose. The first and second doses of the Pfizer vaccine were also used to inoculate people yesterday. In the meantime, consultant physician at the Colombo National Hospital, Dr. Upul Disanayake, clarified the unpopular notion that a person will contract the virus by coming into contact with a surface which had been in contact with a virus-infected person.
The only practical way that virus goes is through your nose and mouth and rarely through your eyes. So touching a surface with your hand will not infect you. And touching a surface which a person has used is not going to infect you. There is an idea if you touch a surface, some airborne virus particle which has precipitated on a surface, and unfortunately if you touch your eyes with this or the mouth with the thing, you might infect yourself. But if you wash your hand, you can't get the virus. Those polythenes in front of these shops and even the hospitals where the nurses cubicle and polythene, that will increase the risk of infection within that. But what happens if there's a free airflow through the room, the virus will not remain there, it will be carried off. So the best place to be is outdoors.
In the meantime, the country's daily COVID infections surpassed the 3,000 mark for the first time yesterday since the 5th of June. The Epidemiology Unit placed the daily caseload at 3,039. The Western Province accounted for almost half of the new cases with 1,483. 591 were confirmed from Gampha, 455 from Colombo and 437 from Kalutara. Further, 46 imported cases were also among yesterday's tally. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-related deaths are also on the rise as the island confirmed its highest single-day deaths with 156 yesterday. This raises the overall number of COVID victims reported in the country to 5,620. The daily spike in COVID deaths have even exceeded the capacity of hospital morgues. Meanwhile, Dr. Hemantha Herath then commented on the reason as to why there is a delay in releasing the remains of the COVID deceased.
You cannot dispose them quickly just because the deaths are increasing, because they have to follow the most common thing is once a death occurs, most of the time if it is a COVID death, COVID positive, the next of kin or the close relatives being quarantined, and as a result they are unable to proceed with the clearance of the dead body, basically because somebody will have to come and identify and provide the consent to proceed. These are very, very practical and occasionally happening, and that will be rectified as and when it happens.
In other developments, the country's overall recoveries rose by 2,173 to 304,628 today. There have also been 2,382 fresh infections confirmed in the island so far today, taking the number of active cases to 34,870.
පුංචිම දෙයකින් ලොකු වෙනසක්. සැෂේ වලට වඩා සංසිල්ක් ලොකු බෝතලෙන් රුපියල් 20ක ඉතිරියක්.